All right. So generally, a topic like this where we're discussing an advertising platform like Facebook, this is usually reserved to marketers or people who do, digital marketing work. Now, you might be asking, why are we involved? Why are we talking about Facebook ads as a real estate agent? And this is really because you guys operate as small businesses, right? So in many cases, you're wearing several hats. You're wearing, of course, you're facilitating transactions, but you're also dealing with your own accounting, your own marketing. There's no weekends for real estate agents. And of course, you may get to a point where you can outsource this marketing to maybe staff that you've hired or to freelancers. But the most important thing is that you understand the fundamentals so that in the beginning of you will manage your own marketing and do it effectively. But if you do decide to hire, future marketers, you will know what's going on so you won't get duped. So I'm very happy that you've all joined me today in discussing Facebook ads for realtors, because this is going to put you one step ahead of the competition who just kind of throws money into marketing but doesn't really think about how it's being used. Yeah, so it's pretty straightforward. Let's get to it. So we are talking about Facebook ads for realtors. So to begin talking about advertising on Facebook, you need to have a Facebook business page. Now, I'm going to assume that everyone here has a Facebook business page. And if you don't, you make sure that's the first thing that you do. You need to have a Facebook business page. And the way you do that is very easy. All you do is you log into your Facebook. On the top right, there's a little downward arrow, as you could see in this image here, and you just click Manage Pages. Okay, if you go to Manage Pages, you can create a page by clicking the Create a Page button. And again, if you already have a page, you don't need to do this, but this is for those who may not have one. When you click Create a Page, it will give you two options. They want to know whether you're a business or brand, or if you're a community or public figure. In your case, you are a business or brand because you provide services. So make sure you select that option. It'll ask you some basic questions. Just pretty much put your name and make sure that the category you select is real estate agent. So once you do that, your Facebook page will be created. You can go ahead and start inputting your information. It's very straightforward. This tutorial is not really about how to create a Facebook business page. I'm more going to be talking about the Facebook ads platform. But I just wanted to give this really quick tutorial for those who may not have a business page already. So once you do have a business page on Facebook, now it's time for you to create your business account on Facebook. So your business account is different from your business page. The business account is an account where you can manage your advertising through Facebook. Right? There's a lot of other things you can manage, but essentially it is for digital marketers. And the reason it exists is because you're not going to give your personal Facebook login to a digital marketer. You're going to give them delegate access, and you do that through business.facebook.com. And this is also where you're going to go to do your advertising. So it's done on business.facebook.com. When you go there, all you're going to do is you're going to hit the Create Account button. I have a nice big red arrow here to show you. When you click Create Account, it's going to ask you, again, some very basic information like your name. So just put in any information. This is not public information, so it's more for you. Once you put that in, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to see a screen just like this, and there's going to be three, call to actions. One of them is to add a page, one of them is to add an ad account, and one of them is to add people. In what we're doing today, you're only going to need to do two things: adding a page and creating an ad account. So to add a page, you just click the Add Page button, and then it's very easy. It's going to ask you, do you need to create a page, or do you already have one? Click that you already have one, and then just put in the URL of your business page, or you can even just put the name of your business page, and it will automatically appear in a dropdown. So in my example, I have a page called Web4Realty Webinars, and I just put the URL in, and you could see here, it was already an option in the dropdown. So the moment you've done this, this business account is now has the authority to do things on the business page, the public business page. So that's the first step, is associating your business account with your live or public Facebook business page. Once you do that, you'll see a little check mark. You've added a page. So the second thing we need to do is create an advertising account or an ad account. So again, you're going to click on the button that says Add Account, just like you could see here with the red arrow. Once you click on it, you're going to have three options: add one that you already own, add someone else's, or create a new ad account. I'm going to assume none of you have an ad account already. So just click on the third option, which is create ad account. When you click on that, it'll ask you, who will this account be used for? As you can see in my screenshot here. And of course, you're going to say, I want to use it for my business. And it's going to give you the name of your business. So you're going to click on that. And then it's just going to ask you to give permissions. So the rule of thumb, give yourself all the permissions. Okay. So as you can see here, I just selected all of them. And you just click on the assign button. That's it. Once you've done that, your Facebook business profile is all set up and it's synced. You're ready now to control your business page through there and also start advertising with Facebook. So it's very easy, just a few steps. And hopefully these screenshots have helped illustrate how easy it is. Now you are officially a digital marketer on Facebook, okay? So before we get into creating ads, I want you guys to understand Facebook ad structure. And this is very important in all marketing. Doesn't matter whether it's Facebook or whether it's Google or even offline forms of marketing. Generally, advertising has a structure, and this structure can be followed. And it's really important you think in this way, because when you start advertising, this is the way that your mind should be thinking about it. So there are three structural terms that you need to understand: campaigns, ad sets, and ads. So those are the three things I need you guys to leave here understanding what they are. And I'm going to explain what it is with a visual, okay? So this is what an advertising structure looks like, or an ad structure. You have a campaign. Under the campaign, you can have multiple ad sets, and each ad set can have one or more ads. So let's explain what each thing is. A campaign is your objective. The reason they call it a campaign actually comes from war times, right? When you had a war campaign, right? And basically it's your objective. So, just to give you an example, an objective could be that you want to target seniors looking to downsize. So your objective here is that you want to get seller leads who are looking to downsize. So that would be your campaign. Then you have your ad set. So your ad set is basically defining who is going to see this ad. So who is it targeted to? What sort of budget are you going to set for this advertisement campaign? Where is it going to be distributed? So these sorts of things. So really, your targeting and your optimization and your budget, that is your ad set. So if I'm dealing with seniors, then if that's what my objective is, then in my ad set, I'm going to make sure that my advertisement is only shown to people who are 50 years or older. And if I know that I'm only targeting people living in the city of Oakville, I'm going to make sure that my advertisement only shows to people living in Oakville. So Facebook ads and even Google ads allows you to set these sorts of boundaries. And that's called your ad set. So you have your objective, which is your campaign. Under that, you define who it's going to be seen by. And then the last thing is your ad. So the ad is just the advertisement itself, the image or the video, whatever your advertisement is that the public will see and interact with and hopefully convert into a client. So if you're new to Facebook ads or ad building in general, I recommend you keep things very simple. So don't overcomplicate things. Just start off with one campaign, so one objective, with a single ad set, so like a single targeted group, and a single advertisement. So just one sort of ad, whether it's like an image or a video you made, whatever it is, just keep it very simple. Okay, so here are some examples. So I've already given the first one. Here's an example of a campaign. So seniors looking to downsize, that was one example. A second example is maybe there's a pre-construction project, a new development, right? A condominium or a complex of homes. So maybe you want to get leads for that. So that could be a second objective or a second campaign. And maybe a third campaign is you're targeting sellers or people who are thinking about selling who want to know the value of their home. So your objective would be to gather those potential sellers and offer them some value proposition. So those would be some examples of campaigns. For your ad sets, right? So if it's the seniors, as I've mentioned, you're looking for people 50 years or older, looking to sell, and maybe based on the research you've done, you discover that people who are using Facebook in that age group are generally on their desktop. They're not browsing it on their mobile phones. And to save money, you decide to make it so that your ads only display on desktop, right? For your second campaign for pre-construction, you decide, you know what, I'm looking for first-time home buyers who, based on your research, they're about 25 to 30 years old. They're looking to buy, and I noticed that this demographic likes to use their phones. They're always on their phones. And this way, I'm going to make sure that my advertisements are targeted to mobile only. And I'm going to show you exactly how to set this in Facebook ads. I'm just giving you ideas of how to think about these three structures, right? And then you have your ads itself. So the ad, if it's a the senior downsizing campaign, you could maybe use an image of a happy senior couple. That will be the advertisement they see when they're scrolling through Facebook. Maybe for the pre-construction project, maybe the developer has provided you a video. It shows like a rendering of the outside, of the inside, of the community, and you can leverage that video. That will be your advertisement, right? So it's pretty much the creative that you will use. Now I want to take a little break from talking about ad structure and how to build your Facebook, business page. And I want to talk about Facebook ads in general. Why are we talking about it, right? Why are we talking about advertising on Facebook ads? And the reason is it's a very effective medium. It's a very powerful medium for a real estate agent such as yourself to advertise on and to get potential clients, right? And here are 4 key stats that I want to share with you regarding the Facebook itself and why it is a great place to spend a little bit of money on advertising. I know that before signing up for this webinar, I asked some questions of, have you used Facebook ads before? Did you get any benefit? And more importantly, what's your budget, right? You don't need a major budget to advertise online. That's one of the beauties. It's not like, investing in a billboard or investing in a TV commercial. The cost to, start advertising on Facebook is very low. You can set your budgets, right? And you can even further optimize. And we'll talk about that later. So here are some 4 key stats I want to share. So if you advertise on Facebook, there's really no point if those ads are not going to be engaged with. So when I talk about engagement, I mean people clicking on it, actually interacting with it and going to your landing page or whatever it is that they're going to interact with. So on average, a Facebook user will click on 11 advertisements every single month. So every single month, we all see ads on Facebook. And on average, the average user will engage with 11 of them. So that's really good engagement stats. This means that people are not just ignoring these ads. These ads are very intelligently put to the right people in the right time, and they're engaging with it. A second stat that I want to share is that Facebook is widely used. 71% of all adults in North America use Facebook. In fact, it's very rare for you to find somebody that does not have a Facebook account. The third thing I want to talk about is that Facebook is no longer what you could say an early adoption app. In fact, seniors are the fastest growing demographic on Facebook. So Facebook is a very mature platform. Everyone's on it. So it's not just the young demographic. There are social media platforms like TikTok and Snapchat and Pinterest, which are still dominated by the younger demographic. Facebook does not fall in that category. And that goes on to my last point here. Of those people that use Facebook, which is about 71% of all adults, 3 out of 4 of them will use it every single day. So Facebook is not only used by everyone, but it's used every single day. It's a daily use app. So if you do have advertisements going out, you can be sure that it's going to be seen by a lot of people. You're going to get a lot of eyes on it. So these are really the 4 standout stats, and these are actually from 2019. So these are very relevant stats. And I hope this inspires you to really understand how powerful Facebook can be when you're deciding on your marketing budget. I want to talk about Facebook's pixel code, okay? So Facebook, they offer something known as a pixel. A pixel is just a little line of code that you would send to the Web4Realty support team, and we will install it for you. But the reason I'm bringing this up right now is because once you guys set up your business account, this is the first thing I want you to do. Before even putting an ad out, I want you to get me this pixel code. And I'm going to show you how to get it, but let me first talk about why it's important. So this Facebook pixel code that gets installed on your website, it allows you, as well as Facebook's artificial intelligence, like their algorithm, to measure, optimize, and build audiences for your campaigns, right? So let me take this further. So basically, Facebook has this pixel, it's on your website. What this pixel does is anytime somebody comes on your website, it gathers that information, and it will pick up other information that is not public to us, right? So after about 6 or 12 months, Facebook is now gonna have a lot of information of all your visitors. Let's say you've had 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 visits in the year. Now they have all this data. And what is beautiful about the pixel and with Facebook's artificial intelligence is you can begin leveraging a tool they have called a lookalike audience. And I'm not going to go too in depth with this right now because, again, you guys are just getting started. But as I do webinars in the future, we're going to talk about it. But this is a very cool technology that Facebook has. Just think about it. 12 months go by. You have 2,000 visitors that went on your website, and you have that pixel that's capturing their information. People who are going on your website are generally your target demographic. These are people who are interested in your services. And Facebook is smart enough to figure out using different variables like how long they spent on your website, whether they engaged with you on your website, how many times they've come to your website. They use that information to determine who is most valued, you could say, right? Now they have this information. They can figure out who are the most valuable website visitors that you have. Then they will determine their similarities. And then they can actually use artificial intelligence to build a lookalike audience. So what that is not only will your advertisement appear to people who have been on your website, but the advertisement will appear to people who look like the people who have been on your website. So it'll go through all the other users on Facebook. And if they match the same age range, demographic, whatever it is that Facebook has determined is effective, they will send it to those people. It's a great, great tool. Again, it's not going to be useful until you've gathered enough data. So this is something you should talk about 12 months after setting up your ads account and your pixel. So another thing that you could do with the pixel or the lookalike audience, is I'm sure most of you use a CRM. If not, you're at least tracking your past clients and your past leads on an Excel document somewhere. So if you actually have this list, right? If you have this list in an Excel document or a Google Sheet, you can actually import all of those leads and clients into Facebook. And again, what this is going to do is it's going to tell Facebook, hey, these are my clients. These are the types of people that have worked with me. And Facebook will then look for their Facebook profiles. It will find out what sort of characteristics do they have. And again, it will allow you to use a lookalike audience. It will now, when you're making an ad, you could say, send my ad to my past clients or my leads, but also send it to people who look like my past clients and leads. It's very, very powerful. So I will go over how to get this pixel. And I just want to give you a little tour first of the Facebook business platform. So let's go over that together. So here I am in my Facebook business account. So again, it's business.facebook.com. Once you're inside, already I've shown you how to add your page. I've shown you how to create an ad account. So now I want to kind of go over some basic tools that they have. So at the very top left here, you could see you have something called the business tools menu. And when you click on it, you have a lot of things that you can do here. One of the cool things is page posts. So if you click on that, so you can actually post on your Facebook page through your business account. So you don't actually have to log into Facebook. You could just log into your business account and you could just create posts the same way that you would on Facebook. So you just click the create post button right here. And it's the same way that you would post on Facebook. So for example, let me show you. This should all look familiar to you if you've used Facebook. So you can write a post, you can add photos, you can add videos, whatever you want to add. And one cool thing you could do is you can actually schedule your posts. So let's say this weekend you say, you know what, I want to be productive. I want to get 10 Facebook posts out of the way. You can actually create them here and schedule them. So you could say today's post I'm going to do on Friday, and then you can create another post and make it release on Sunday. So it's just a great way to be organized and kind of get some of your social media work out of the way, right? So that's one thing that you can do in the Facebook business platform. But what I want to show you is how to get the pixel code that I've been talking about. So what you do is when you're here and you go to the top, you can click business settings. So business settings pretty much just shows you what you have access to. But one of the important things that you can do is right here where it says data sources, you click on it and you can see pixels. So if you click on pixels, it's going to say that you don't have one. So you're going to say, okay, I want to add one. So it's going to say, no problem. You want to add one. Here's the screen. So it's going to say, give us your website address. So I'm just going to put a website here. Okay, I'm going to press continue. And then it's going to give me a code. So if you click set up the pixel now, it's going to give you three options. You're going to want to select the option that says manually add a pixel code. So remember that you want to manually add a pixel code. You're going to click on it, and then it's going to show you this little line of code here. You're just going to, if you click on it, it'll automatically copy it. Then you're going to email this code to Web4Realty, support@web4realty.com. You're going to email this to us, and we will add it for you. So that's it. Your work is done. As long as you send us this code, you can expect that you now have Pixel on your website, and all of those cool features I was talking about will be available to you. And again, obviously you can't leverage it right away, but after 6 to 12 months, this is going to be very important. So that was literally all you have to do. Just a few clicks, and now you have the Pixel installed. All right. One other thing I want to show you in the business settings, and again, the way that you access it is at the top left, you click and click business settings. But when you're up here, you will see Instagram accounts, right? When you click on that, it can allow you to connect your Instagram account. And the reason is because Facebook owns Instagram. So you may or may not know it, but Instagram is actually owned on Facebook. Instagram is another great place to advertise, and it uses the exact same business.facebook.com. So if you want to advertise on Facebook, it's through business.facebook.com. If you want to advertise on Instagram, it's also business.facebook.com. So if you just click add, you can connect your Instagram. You just have to log in, and it'll be connected, and you can begin to advertise on Instagram. So that was just a basic overview of what I wanted to show you. The main thing was making sure you get your Pixel code. At the end of this webinar, I want to have an email from all of you with that Pixel code that we can install and get you going with that. All right, so before I get into showing you how to create an ad, I want to talk about preparation. So let me just go back to the home page here of my business page, or sorry, my business account. Here I am. Let's go back to the presentation. So are you prepared, right? So if you're planning to start advertising on Facebook, again, as I always say, don't improvise. This is not a time to improvise. You should be very prepared before you spend money on any marketing, right? I want your marketing to be effective. I want you to come back and say, you know what, Rami, I spent X amount, and this was the return on investment. I got 4 leads. Out of those 4 leads, one of them closed. In the end, I'm plus minus X, 1,000. So before thinking about running an advertising through Facebook, you need to be prepared to answer 3 questions. So there's 3 things you need to be able to answer before I want you to spend a penny on an advertisement on Facebook. So the first thing that you need to ask yourself, or have the answer to, is what is your call to action or your value proposition? What are you offering that somebody's going to want to click on or interact with? Right? The advertisement needs to have some sort of value, right? It has to give somebody a reason to stop what they were doing, stop looking at the puppy videos, stop reading the news, and start interacting with your real estate ad, right? So what is your call to action? And if you don't know what it is, or you don't have a value proposition yet, do some research, see what your competitors are doing. Do a Google search of, some basic real estate call to actions that people have used. There's a lot of content online on how to create a great call to action or a great value proposition. And this is related to your campaign, your objective, right? So this is going to answer what your objective is going to be. The second thing you need to have an answer to is who are you targeting your ads to? So again, this is your ad set. So who is this targeted to? And again, you need to do some research for this. So don't just guess about who's gonna invest in a pre-construction condo in Toronto. Do some research that you can find online for what kind of people are looking for these types of projects. If the campaign, for example, was about a pre-construction project. If the campaign was for downsizing, again, figure out who is looking to downsize. Where do they live? What's their age range? What kind of hobbies or interests do they have? So this is regarding the who. You need to answer the what, so the objective, the who's going to see these advertisements, and then the third thing comes down to your ad. And this is often the most ignored portion. A lot of people tell me they want to advertise, but they never thought about the ad itself. Like, what is the creative? What is the text that you're going to use? What is the image or video you're going to use? And there's some resources that I'm going to show you on how to do this. But these are the 3 questions you need to be able to answer very fluently, right? So your call to action will help you meet your objective. If your objective is to get sellers, then you need to offer something so worthwhile that they will consider interacting with your ad. Like I said, if somebody's on Facebook, they're there looking at puppies and vacation images and family pictures. So you need to offer something. Your advertisement needs to stop them in their tracks and offer something so valuable that they feel like, you know what, let me interact with this. When deciding who to target, so we're talking about the ad set, you need to do your research, as I've mentioned. So some things to consider: what age range is looking for your service? Is gender a factor? Does your demographic even use Facebook, right? Do they use all devices? Are they browsing on tablets? Are they browsing on desktop? Are they browsing on mobile? What are they browsing on? And what hobbies or interests do they have? And the beautiful thing about Facebook ads, and I will show you, is you can actually, when you're setting up your ad, you can define all of these. So Facebook will only show ads to people that match these filters that you set. All right, so the third thing is, again, the one that I said is the most ignored, is your actual advertisement. You need to prepare and consider, are you going to use an image or a video? Like what are they going to see when they're scrolling? Will it be a picture ad or will it be a video? And what, if you do select an image, what kind of imagery is going to resonate with them, right? So again, if we use the seniors downsizing, what sort of imagery will resonate? Will it be a picture of, a happy old couple golfing? If it's a first-time home buyer, will it be a picture of a happy couple in their brand new home? What sort of imagery are you going to use? What sort of text or copy will resonate with your target? So what keywords will people in your demographic resonate with, right? And again, this comes really down to research. Maybe with seniors, there's a certain word you can use, like freedom, relaxation, right? Maybe if it's first-time home buyers, you're going to use different words like affordable, ownership, right? And then last but not least, what landing page will they land on? So remember, your advertisement is just like the foot in the door. You want them to actually click on your ad and land somewhere so that you can collect their information. And that is through landing pages. I actually did a whole webinar about this: what a landing page is, how to build them, and how to make them effective. So if you have not watched this webinar, you should watch it, because this is really going to come in handy when it comes to creating your landing page. But essentially, like I said, the landing page is what happens after they click on your ad. So after they click, if it's a pre-construction project, they're going to click the ad, they're going to land on a landing page, and from there they will get more information and can sign up with a contact form, and then they become a lead, right? So I hope this helped you understand the preparation phase. This is very important. Like I said, before you spend a penny, you need to be able to answer these 3 questions. And let me give you some advice when it comes to creating your ad. You may not have images or videos on hand, and that's why there's companies like Shutterstock or Big Stock. So these are websites where you can purchase royalty-free images. So for example, if I go to Shutterstock and I type in, seniors home, or seniors, I think one of that they had was having fun. So you could see here, you can actually purchase these professional images through their platform. And then you can use these images, you own the rights to them, so now you can use them on your ads. They also offer video, so you can actually purchase stock video, which is very good now, because video advertisements are a lot more effective than image advertisements. So you can actually purchase stock video, and again, you can use these videos on your ads. So again, you want to talk about a couple looking to downsize and finally enjoy their life. Here's an example of a video you can buy, and then you can make your advertisement using this video. So that's just one. This is what we use when we're creating ads. We like to use these stock options like Shutterstock or Big Stock to kind of purchase the creative. The second tool that you can look into is Canva. Canva is an awesome tool. Anybody can use it. It's like a drag and drop photo editor. Consider it like an easy to use Photoshop. And basically you can sign up and it will allow you to create ads as well through here. So you can create, I think they allow you to create, nice images, and you can put text, and you could just see here on the image, it's like a drag and drop editor, and a lot of people use it, and it's very effective, very easy to use, and you can create your Facebook ad copy here. If somebody's looking to create their own video, so you don't have to purchase these images or these videos. If you have a basic, smartphones today have very powerful cameras. You can go ahead and use your own camera on your phone, or if you have a professional camera, and create videos or take photos yourself. And this could be very effective. If you're targeting a specific community in a specific city, go ahead and go there and take a video or take a picture. If you have a drone, take some drone footage and use that. That would be very unique and might resonate with your audience better than a stock image, right? So that's about the ad, being prepared for the ad copy. So let's get on to how to create an ad on the Facebook business platform. So I'm here on my business.facebook.com, and pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to click on the business tools menu and click on ad manager. So the beautiful thing with the ad manager is everything you do, it all has tracking. Everything is tracked, and Facebook gives you all the statistics you would want and need. So you could see here, obviously I have no advertisement running right now, but it will show you, what budget you had, what strategy you're using, what the results were, how many people saw your ad, what was the cost for the results. So if the result was leads, it'll tell you how much did it cost per lead. It just gives you a bunch of information so that you can make informed decisions when doing your third ad, or if you want to optimize your ad. And you can actually add more columns. So if there's other data that you want, you just click on the plus symbol here, click on customize columns, and there's a whole range of things that you can add to your columns. You can also remove things if you're not interested in them. But it's very cool. So if you want to know how many clicks you got, if you want to know the cost per click, so there's, as you can see, it's a big list here of what you can add. Even if you have a video, it'll tell you how many people viewed 25% of the video, how many people saw half the video, so just very great, a lot of great information here. And this will allow you to make some data-driven decisions. So after you've run an ad for a few months, you've spent $1,000, you now have all the data you have or that you need to make an informed decision, whether you want to edit your ad, do a different ad, whatever it is. So let's go ahead and create an advertisement together, okay? So I'm going to click the create button. So this is how you would do it. So again, all I did was I went to the ads manager, I click create, and then it's going to basically ask you, what is your marketing objective, okay? Don't get overwhelmed by this, just select traffic. I know that they have the option here for lead generation, but it actually uses the same technology as traffic. Traffic is just the best way to do it because basically you're guiding them to your landing page, and from there you're going to generate a lead. If you use the lead generation option, this is if you want to use Facebook's lead capture forms. So they're not going to be going to your website or to your landing page. This is just going to open up a form on Facebook that they can fill out. But in 99.9% of cases, traffic is what you're going to want to click on. So you click traffic. All right, we're going to go down. It's going to ask you to give your campaign a name, right? So actually, if you look on the left here, you could see exactly what the breakdown is. So it's going to you're going to define your campaign, then your ad set, and then your ads. But let's start one by one. So I'm going to call this testing, right? Don't worry about split testing. Don't worry about budget optimization. We're not at this level yet where we can worry about these things. These are amazing features that you could do, but like I said, keep it simple in the beginning. Don't complicate this process. So anyways, we're going to set up our ad account. All right, we're going to continue. Okay, now we've entered the step for our ad set. So like I said, the ad set comes down to who is going to see this ad. So we gave our campaign a name, which should be your objective, right? Now we're going to use our ad set. So our ad set is who you're targeting. So I'm going to just say, let's use seniors on desktop. Okay, so I'm just giving it a name. So now we're going to basically set our audience. So you can actually go in here and define who is going to see your ad. And if you look on the top right here where it says audience size, this area tells you how many people right now, based on your filters right now, how many people can see your ad. Right now it's 25 million people. This is obviously way too many people, right? We can't afford this. We can't afford to advertise to 25 million people and waste money on people who are not gonna, be interested in our objective, right? So if my objective right now is seniors looking to downsize, I'm not looking to get all of Canada, right? So let's specify. Again, let's say my campaign is specific to Halton region, which is an area in Canada, in Ontario specifically. I can say that I want to specifically target people living in Oakville, right? Oakville, Ontario. Okay. And then you can even set a radius, right? You could say 25 miles around Oakville, but in this case, I just want the current city. I want all of Oakville. I want all of Milton. Okay, Milton, Ontario. And again, I don't want to, you could set a radius, as you could see. I don't want to set a radius. I just want the whole city. Okay. So I have Milton and I have Oakville, and let's add Burlington, which is another city. So I want to target seniors living in these 3 cities. Okay. Okay, so we've done that now. So now you could notice it went from 225 million people, right, to 390,000 people. So we're getting better. We're targeting. It's looking nicer. I'm not going to be wasting my money because I know that I want to target people living here. I don't want my ad to show to somebody living in Manitoba, right? I don't want my ad to show to somebody living in Nevada. I want it in these 3 cities. Okay, great. Now we can define our age range. Which age range do I want to see the ad? So in this example, I want to set it to anyone who's, let's say, 50 and older. Okay, so now we're down to 110,000 people. So it's looking good. We're getting quite targeted. I can set my genders. In this case, I don't mind whether they're men or women or not specified. I want my ad to show to any gender. And you can even do additional targeting. So I can actually go in here and set additional. So if you think that they like, for example, golf, you could type golf and you could see if they have these certain interests, right? So I'm looking for people who are interested in golf, right? I'm looking for people who might be interested in buying a home, right? You could see if this is a defined interest on Facebook. Let's see here. Buying a house. Okay, that's one of them. So you can go ahead and add additional, what they call detailed targeting. You don't have to do this. It's nice to do it. And you could see here that my reach got very small. We're at 30,000 people, which might be too small for me. So if you're worried about that, you can just select this button right here. It says expand your detailed targeting to reach other people. So what this is going to do is you're telling Facebook, look, I'm looking for people interested in golf. I'm looking for people interested in buying a house. But if it doesn't look like it's doing well, I want you guys to use your algorithm to figure it out. So just click on that button and you'll be fine. All right, so let's continue. You can add more options. So if you click more options, you could select the languages that you want. But in this case, let's just keep it as is. You don't have to do any additional filtering. I think we have a good filter here. Okay. And let's continue. So you're going to have your placements. So you're in this case, just select automatic placements. You can go ahead and click edit placements. So what are placements? Placements are where will your ad appear. So just to show you, in this example, right now, I'm setting my ad to appear in all of these places, but you might not want to, right? So you might say, you know what? I don't want my advertisement to appear in Facebook stories. I do not want my advertisement to appear on Instagram stories. I don't want my advertisement to appear on Instagram's feed, right? So you can go ahead and remove these specific placements. If you would rather Facebook figure it out, you could select automatic placements. And again, what will happen is Facebook will send your ad everywhere, and over time, their algorithm will decide or will start emphasizing the placements that are most effective. But if you have more experience in this space, you can go ahead and feel free to filter what you want. So you could filter by platform and you could filter by placement. And if you look on the right-hand side, it actually shows you a preview of what each placement is. All right. So now let's, there's some more options here if you want, such as if you want it to show on all devices. So again, if I only want it to show to people on desktop, I can go here and say, I only want, or this is for mobile devices, but if I don't want it to show it on mobile devices, there's a way to remove that option. But because I have my placements here, we're not doing that. So let's go to automatic placements and we'll keep it at that. Now you can set your budget and your schedule. So again, if you don't have any experience, this is optional, leave it blank. You could just set a daily budget or a lifetime budget of your campaign. So a lifetime budget is, you could say, I want to spend no more than $500, and then you could set your campaign. So I could say in the next 3 months, November, December, January. So 3 months, I want to spend $500, right? Or you can actually just send a daily budget. So you could say, I'm willing to spend $10 a day, okay? In terms of cost control, again, this is something that I really wouldn't get it. I really wouldn't recommend you put a number here until you have enough experience and or data to make this this sort of decision. And you can decide what you want to optimize for: impressions, landing page views, etc. Right? And that's pretty much it. Once you do that, we hit continue. And now we can get into the stage of creating your ad. So to keep it very simple, I would tell you to select a single image or video. Don't do a carousel, don't do a collection. Just start off with a single image or video unless you have more experience. It's just much easier that way. At the top here, you're able to decide, which page is this being marketed to. So obviously you want to select your page, which we added. And if you've added Instagram, you can also add your Instagram page. So now we've selected single image, and it's going to ask you now to add your media. So whatever that image that you're going to advertise or that video that you want to add, you're going to add it into here. And once you add it into here, you'll be able to set your text. So you can add your description, your headline, your primary text. And on the right-hand side, it will actually show you a preview of what this looks like. So let me add an image myself. Let me upload an image. So if I go here to my content and I go to here, so let's say that this is the advertising image I want to use. Okay, I press continue. Perfect. So now I've added my media, and on the right-hand side, it will actually show you a preview of what it looks like. So you see that? So that was my image that I uploaded, and now I can set my headline, whatever it is. Check out my webinar. I mean, obviously you're going to do some research on what you want to make your headline or call to action to be. But the beautiful thing is, like I said, on the right-hand side, it shows you exactly what this looks like, and it shows you what it looks like depending on the placement. So if it's on the mobile newsfeed, it's going to look like this. If it's on the desktop newsfeed, it's going to look like this, etc. So it gives you a nice visual representation of what your ad is going to look like to the public. And here's the important part. Once you've created your ad and you've added your headline and your description, it's going to ask you to put your URL. So this will be the URL of your landing page. Okay. So whatever it is, whatever your landing page URL is, you're just going to copy paste that in here, and everything else will be straightforward. Obviously, like I said, you have your Facebook pixel, which if you've set up, it'll automatically know that you've had it set up. We're not using a mobile app, so you don't have to worry about app events. Everything else is fine. Once you've added all this information, you press confirm, and that's it. You're going to put in your billing information, and your advertisement is now live. Your campaign has gone live based on the ad set that you've set, so the people that you've targeted, and the ad that you've created using their ad builder. And that's pretty much it. You can start monitoring. Like I said, you can monitor all of the stats on how your ad is performing through the ad manager. It shows you all the stats, and they send you emails all the time, and they give you notifications letting you know if your ad was approved, how your ad is performing, if anyone has commented or liked or done any engagement on your ad. They let you know that information. So that's pretty much how you build ads on Facebook's ad manager. Obviously, I don't want to spend any money on this fake ad that I made, so I'm not going to press confirm. But this is pretty much how the builder works. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If there are no other questions, I'm going to let you guys go. I really appreciate you guys joining this webinar. But that's it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Hope you have an awesome Friday and an awesome weekend. All right. Have a great day, everyone.